Now we go to Mohlakeng, where residents are determined to continue to chase illegal miners from their area. This despite assurance from the police that they will take care of the situation. Yesterday, residents broke and burnt shacks allegedly belonging to Zamazamas. They say the police have not done enough to protect them from the marauding illegal miners. eNCA's Moloko Moloto is following developments for us and joins us this morning. Good morning, Moloko. It's looking a bit calmer there. I don't know if the picture we're seeing is a true reflection of what really is on the ground, but it's looking somewhat calmer.
Well, indeed, Mfundo, it is very calm, at least in this informal township, which yesterday was a hive of activity where we saw residents going on with the raids, identifying shacks of people they suspect to be so-called Zamazamas. Of course, we managed to speak to some of the Basotho nationals this morning whose shacks were set on fire and some of their belongings as well. They deny being Zamazamas or illegal miners. They also deny terrorizing residents here, saying that, look, we've been staying here for a very long time. We are part of this community. And they also say that they are not in the country illegally. But of course, that is difficult to ascertain because they say their documents, including passports, were banned yesterday. As you can see just behind me here, these are just the remains, the charred remains of what used to be a shack. Actually, two of them, they were neighbors, they were burned down. I can see that things such as bed were actually burnt there. Almost everything was burnt there, and the owners did not even have an opportunity to salvage whatever remained in there, because apparently when they came here, the residents, they were threatening and they felt that their lives were in danger and they had to flee. And of course, this morning again, when we spoke to those Basotho nationals, they are saying, look, we're working on contract work here. We are not part of the criminal syndicates. And to a certain extent, Mfundo, they understand the frustration of South Africans or of locals here, because they also agree that crime is rampant here, and they are telling us that they also are part of the patrollers who are patrolling this area, particularly in these informal areas. They deny being part of that criminal syndicate.
And then as for going forward, what are they going to do now? Are they trying to resettle in the same community because it seems a bit unsafe now, or they're looking to pack away and perhaps relocate elsewhere?
Well, the sentiment is that they actually want to go home, with one of them saying that, look, they should not have attacked us. At least they should have given us a warning to say, pack your bags and leave. And he's saying we would have left. But Mfundo, one important thing we should also not lose sight of is that these riots, as they are continuing in this township of Mohlakeng, started in the neighboring township of Kagiso, and they were sparked by the raping of those 8 women. And of course, we saw the community members now taking things into their hands, and the police also joining. Of course, the police are saying people must not take the law into their own hands. But what as South Africans must not lose focus on is the fact that women were raped, and up to so far, Mfundo, those women have not seen any justice. I was speaking to the spokesperson of the police here, Brenda Murudili, and I asked her this morning, what has happened? How far are the investigation? Have you identified the suspects who raped those women, considering that you have come into this area, that is Kagiso specifically, to arrest over 100 people? And she was saying, look, the investigation are still ongoing. So far, they are still waiting for the DNA test results, and they have not arrested anyone specifically for the rape. And that is the focus we really need, we must not lose.
And it's important because I think the current commotion is playing to their favor. It's playing in their favor, honestly, because we're where society should be putting pressure to say, we want those who raped the women held accountable. There's a whole lot that's happening. People were so excited when they heard people had been apprehended, particularly on that day, because we had an ANC conference taking place. Bheki Cele quickly then updated the nation that people had been apprehended, only to find on the Monday that actually none of these people can directly be linked to that atrocious crime. So clearly this now, when we're seeing everything, legitimately so, there are issues, but this then diverts the focus because those women do deserve justice.
Absolutely, they do. And of course, as much as that gruesome attack and the raping of those young women caught the attention of the media, Mfundo, when you speak to people here, they tell you that they continue to happen. And for instance, there's a story of 4 security guards, women who were raped at one of those mines. And women here saying, look, we live in fear. We cannot even walk during the day. You always have to look over your shoulders. Rape happens, violent crime happens here. So the women of this area surely deserve justice, and when the police come in, suddenly there's a huge visibility of police, the politicians in the form of the minister, his deputy, and the top police generals descending to this place. It must not just be a PR exercise. In the end, when they manage to get all these people that they have arrested, and of course supposedly those who do not have papers to be in the country will be deported, but are they going to get justice for women who continue to endure these rapes and continue to live in fear? That is the question that the authorities need to respond to.
Most certainly do. Moloko, we'll leave it there for now. Thank you very much. That's our reporter, Moloko Moloto.